Patrice, from Orlando to Boston, Boston Public Schools suspending enrollment for advanced learning classes for 1 year, as the superintendent there cites a lot of, quote, inequities discovered during the pandemic. Here are the numbers for you. We're going to pop them up on your screen. 70% of students enrolled in this gifted program were white and Asian. 80% of students in Boston Public Schools are Hispanic and black. Here is the quote from the superintendent. There's been a lot of inequities that have been brought to light in the pandemic that we have to address. There's a lot of work we have to do in the district to be anti-racist and have policies where all of our students have a fair shot at an equitable and excellent education. I mean, look, Patrice, I think there's an argument that those numbers need to include way more black and Hispanics just based upon the fact that blacks and Hispanics make up a larger part of the population. But why hurt the kids that have done well, that need that extra learning to push them, to advance them to the next level?
So this is an example of the soft bigotry of low expectations. I have a personal situation here, or connection. I grew up in Boston, and I tested into some of those really unique programs for kids coming from poor neighborhoods, minority kids, because I did well and I had parents who were pushing me really hard. What this does is it takes those opportunities away from families like my own, of which there are many black and brown families. Instead of saying, okay, how can we get more of these kids? What are these families at 30%? What are they doing right? And how can we get more parents and families involved to be able to meet that bar? Instead, they're eliminating the bar entirely, getting rid of opportunities like this that enrich the lives of the educations of young people like myself who are growing up in a really tough situation, but we're trying to make it. And again, this is an example of the soft bigotry of low expectations. Our black kids, our brown kids can measure up. They need to be held accountable to a great standard, and they can do that. But this is not what elevates them.
And then 40 seconds.